That's one checked mic. Welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. I don't think I dare to say the last stream of this game, but we're pretty close. Getting pretty close. I think today we will find out who the Memovira is. The woman that controls, or used to control, the bloom. And so that last Tuesday I couldn't stream Torment Tides of Numenera because I had to drive my father-in-law into Bremen and to the hospital, and it took a very long while until he was, well, admitted. That's when you, I don't know, that's when you go to, I don't know if that's the right verb, but until he was in his bed. And my wife and I could then leave. I think I sat around 7 hours just in the car, reading, watching Critical Role, reading The Dark Tower 5, Wolves of the Kaya, whatever. Let's continue the game. Memovira's courtyard. Okay. Yeah, let's load the game. I forgot where we were, but I think I still know where we are. In my head, this makes sense. Meaning I played through it already once, so I know some stuff, but I don't know what I've done and haven't done so far. Negative fatal because we have way too many ciphers. I think I have to sell some of them. This isn't funny anymore. Hey, Skatey. You... Anything else about the Memovira? No. Anything about the bloom? No. Let's sell some stuff. What's this? Sickening thoughts of violence. Clockwork strut. I think we have been here before. And I didn't buy anything. Yeah, I've seen this stuff before. Okay, I just want to sell some ciphers. So, here's intellect, blah, no. Burning mouse, I just think it's a very cute burning mouse, but I don't know if that's enough for me to carry it around. Yeah, okay. Plus 45 on non-combat tasks for users. I'm so well trained, I don't think I need this anymore. Ooh, plus 20 armor, that's a lot. Okay, and you, Elegant. Your grenades and detonations, we'll keep those. You deal damage with your stuff, right? That's your thing. Okay, I have any type of damage right here. Maybe I sell something else then. I've never used that, I think, but it sounds very interesting. I like necromancy in video games. Not in real life. I keep my dead, not undead, and think they should stay where they are. Well, get back to Numenera. That's pretty cool too. The Ring of El Amor cancels the net applied to this kind of exclusive. That's pretty stupid, I think. I don't think I need that. Plus 6 armor, plus 3, that's okay. Here's some stuff. Every turn? No, only 1 point, right? That's not a lot. Every round. I think it heals every round. Every round. Every round. Every round. Every round. That's hard to say. Every round. Yeah, okay. But all in all, let's sell it. Did I? No? Stim and that. Yeah. So we still have one too many ciphers. Maybe the mouse is not enough for me to carry it around with. Set it. Yeah. Okie dokie. Now. You keep those. Armor 3, I think. Yeah, my last caster has the least amount of armor, so they take, or he takes, the devouring shell and the fresh vapors, because I am Mr. Intellect. And the others don't need that anymore. You have everything that hurts our opponents. I think it should stay this way. But still, you need to get rid of one thing. Range medium. Maybe I have something here range high, which would then be good for range short. Damn. Target self protected. Harm and resistance. Okay, yeah, I see that. I don't need that. No, let's sell the Ring of El Ainur. I think didn't I talk about selling this right now? Just there it is. Let's sell it. Yeah, don't need that. Good. And you keep your worm and something in immediate range, one enemy. 25 damage, yeah, then you get this. And everyone's happy with all the ciphers they have. Nice. Okay, let's look into our journal. Quite a lot of secondary quests we haven't completed so far. Yeah, I have to go there, I remember. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do that because I don't want to kill people for some alien machines to cut their head off and use those bodies to live. No, we will just not do this quest. Okay. Yeah. The Lost Anchorage. And I think now that I see that, we should rename the stream the Lost Anchorage, because that takes a while. I remember this quest. And maybe we will not see the Primavera this stream, but the next one. The Lost Anchorage. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go find Tibia. Orvin, because we haven't found him yet, and we have been to Little Nilyash. Dracogen will not get the magmatic amulet from us as of yet. Later then, because we might be able to use it. We have been able to use it already, so maybe there's more uses for it. Flynn turns from his clients and greets you with a hopeful smile. His double rows of teeth glint unsettlingly in the murky light. You've come to make a purchase, have you? I'd like to buy a slave. Flynn's eyes light up. If his smile got any wider, it would tear itself off his face and go scampering away. So, you're a registered merchant, are you? Got all the proper documents, signed and stamped in all the right places? Sorry, I've left them in my mansion. It's funny. But maybe this will even work. I don't think so, but maybe. Flynn shakes his head firmly. Despite my worldly demeanor, I know little of what goes on outside the bloom. You seem a respectable sort, I will admit, but official business requires the proper documentation. Suddenly Flint glances around in such an exaggerated caricature of stealth that you aren't sure whether you're serious. On the other hand, perhaps we can make a deal, beneath the purview of the relevant authorities, as it were. Go on. One of my slaves is not attracting any buyers. He's a young fellow, fresh from the streets of Sargas, but I fear he's only a thief, not a murderer or a sadist at all. You can imagine how that's gone over with my clients. Yeah, because they need the really evil ones to open the maws here in the Bloom. Since I cannot sell them in a legitimate manner, I am forced to go under the proverbial table. You may have him for a mere, 400 shins. No returns, refunds, or restitution. He flashes a wide and toothy grin. Can I see the man first? Certainly, he's just over there. Flint gestures toward one of the bedraggled slaves in the pit, a young man, well-built, with a surprisingly sober expression, given his condition. Do you know how he ended up here? Flint produces a sheaf of papers from a voluminous pocket and shuffles through them, finally settling upon one. His eyes scan the page. Let's see here. Third time arrested for thievery. Minimal resistance to arresting levy. Curious. Non-violent offenders aren't usually considered for Bloom slavery, but he volunteered anyway. Some of them do, you know. If they are running from something, or if they are barking mad. The little man shrugs, stuffing the papers back into his pocket. What about the other slaves? Not for sale. Not under any circumstances, I'm afraid. The little man shakes his head sorrowfully, with such a regretful expression that you could almost believe he cares. I am willing to bend the rules in the case of this one slave only. The Primavera will feed me to a maw if I start selling all the slaves to unregistered clients, and I mean that quite literally. 250. I'm super deceiving, so 250. You have a professional manner about you, sir. That I like. I will accept 300 shins, and not a single shin less. Moreover, Flynn draws himself up. This offer is conditional upon your immediate acceptance. Walk away from it now, and it's gone for good. I'll pay 300. Very good indeed. Flynn grabs your hand with both of his, shakes it vigorously, and gathers up your shins. shoving them into various pockets and purses. Then he shakes your hands again, both of them this time. And the deal is struck. Your property shall be extricated from the pit momentarily. I believe his name is Cody. A great pleasure doing business. Cody? Isn't that the son of someone? Of the Bloom guard we met outside the Bloom? The young man takes a deep breath as though preparing himself for something. He looks directly into your eyes. His expression is not merely sober, it is resigned and emotionless, almost dead. So, what now? How did you become a slave? Got caught stealing? Did that toothy merchant tell you? How did you become a slave again? I got caught stealing and became a slave to earn my freedom. What if I decided to feed you 2 more? You could die. A flicker of fear shudders across his face, but only briefly. His eyes harden once again. Then I die. Cody looks up at you without a word, his eyes as dead as before. What you good at? Stealing's all I've ever known, really. I guess I'm good with my hands. Ever killed anyone? Never been much of a fighter. Never killed anyone either. Under his breath you hear him add, not on purpose. Have you killed someone accidentally? He watches some activity further down the courtyard. It's as if he didn't hear your question, though you asked it clearly enough. His attention returns to you. So, what are we doing now? Could you steal for me? If that's what slaves do here, I guess. Is that what you want me to do? He waits expectantly. You notice his hand trembling slightly. Something else. What you want to do? He jerks his head back, apparently surprised by the question. Then he shrugs. Whatever you want, sir. I belong to you now. I'll be back later. I'll just wait here then. Let's save. And I want to set you free. What? A mix of emotions you can't read washes over his face. Why? I'm a criminal. A killer. You can't set me free. I thought you were only a thief. He looks away, but not before you catch a wet shine on his eyes. I killed my sister. We're kids. I used to play pranks on her all the time, stupid pranks, but I never meant any harm. One time. He swallows hard, twice. Then a story bursts out of him like water from a dam. Cassandra couldn't swim, right? But she loved the water. She'd go out on the harbor every day in this little coracle just to scare her. I dug a leak in the boat. Then I hid it behind a rock and waited for her to come, but He looks down at his feet, his face completely shadowed. I fell asleep. I woke up to her screaming, but she was too far out. I was too late to save her. Too shiny. So you think life as a slave will pay for what you did? I don't know. I didn't turn myself in for a long time. I spent 10 years running, wishing I could just cut out my heart so I wouldn't have to feel the guilt and pain anymore. The third time they caught me for stealing, they told me I was a man now. responsible for my actions and old enough for a man's prison. I thought about what that meant, to be a man, to own what I did. And I decided I had to start over, but not before I'd paid for what I'd done.
Updated my journal.
I heard others volunteer for slavery, like letting the bloom decide whether you were worth your freedom or not. I decided, one way or another, that's how I would be free too. He could pick pockets for us? I mean, even if we set him free, what would he do then? Go on stealing again, I think. So maybe if he has us as his master, we can just tell him that he should sift through the trash in Little Nilyesh and everything's okay. He has a task then and a purpose. Serving us. This sounds very, very... As a white man, I don't feel comfortable with what I've just said. But as a player who just plays a game, I would like him... I still think I would like to use him. I free you to live your life. Alright, I guess? But what will I do? I only know how to steal. Probably I'll just end up in prison again. Would have I found you a job? Yeah. Alright. You're the boss, I guess.
Making a note.
Okay. Friedman. Just click through the other options. Not all the other options we had just now about us freeing him, but the other tasks. Options. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh man. We're so close to the end of the game. I don't really need any more ciphers or shins. And I don't want him to pick through the trash in Little Nilyesh. Let's talk what's... I'm gonna set you free. Free, set you free. Free, set you free. Ah, free, set you free. That's Sting, I think. The song.
I'll remember that.
I free you to live your life. I'm gonna find you a job.
Making a note.
Okay, and I know exactly who's gonna be happy to have him. And waits for prey. I haven't talked to you for quite a while. So let's talk. TikTok. So, okay. I saw another construct that looks like you. I have no idea what my past voice was for him, so I mean, it's a hunting machine.
The last of my sibling comrades, yes. I am aware of its presence in the Tinkerer's house.
Multicolored lights flash from the construct's head in quick and agitated succession.
we came to this place together. Two brothers in arms seeking respite from the unrelenting memories that tormented us both. But he chose a different path from mine.
Different path.
The tinkerer put his hands in my sibling comrade's brain, pulled the memories out, and with them the mind and the thoughts and the means to think. Now my brother in arms is a gutted shell, a scarecrow. Standing in the tinkerer's house to frighten off the raven man. Thus he has found peace.
The last word is barely a hiss, filled with contempt. Is that so different from what you seek? I thought you were seeking peace too.
It is.
The resonant voice is strong and certain.
I seek to forget my past and start again. And that possibility, no matter how remote, there is hope to leave behind this warrior's life that my maker chose for me.
For my brother in arms, there's no hope at all. Whew. Maybe I'll pick a different voice. Yeah, quick fingers. Not the best. We're not the best. Although Tiber's pretty good. Farewell. And if we fight... let's just see what happens then. Yes, Altus says, hopping from foot to foot. We do. You are challenged. The construct's blade arms suddenly clench, swerving into a new configuration with such speed that your eyes cannot follow. A moment ago they seemed sleek and clinical, like a Chayurchan's well-honed knife. Now they are jagged and cruel. Why would you ask this? Its voice is suddenly different. Higher pitched and grating, like the scrape of a hacksaw across a rough metal surface. Pretty much the one I just did, I think. You're still a killer. Yeah.
I only kill those who prey upon others of their kind. If you were so concerned with saving their lives, you would not hinder me.
No, I will not fight you. Faster than your eyes can follow, the blade arms swing back to their sleek original shape, and the voice becomes hollow once more. In the eyes of the Bloom, you are no great predator. No purpose would be served by your death. Is it serious? Altus looks back and forth between you and the construct. All those spikes and blades and blood-made king flesh-cutting things, and it doesn't want to fight?
Leave me to my watch and do not challenge me again.
Farewell, okay. Okay, we could try to deactivate it, but we will not do that just now, because I think there are other ways we can do stuff with weights for prey. Oh, God, that voice. Little Neil-ish. Good for you. Oh, and I think Sandaman the Elder might be interested in Cody as a An apprentice. Back for more, I see. Who could blame you? All our products are crafted from the most unique bloom flesh we can find. Well, what do you have for sale? Nothing of interest, okay. Got another apprentice for you, Meon. The merchant's brow furrows as he considers your proposal. Finally, he shakes his head. No, I'm sorry. I've only room for the two of me. Well, the other one is going away soon.
Making a note.
Okay. Bring your would-be apprentice here. I'll see if I can find him some work. Bye-bye. And now let's go into little... Oh. Nilyesh, which is down there.
All right.
Alright. And find Ovi. I really don't remember where he is. How should I? I've never played this game with Tibia so far. So I don't know where Ovi is. Tibia! Where is he?
War makes villains of us all. But what Herja did...
Yeah, I feel you. He spreads his hands as if trying to hold something foul at bay. Looking in a mirror? Nah, not really. War didn't make a villain of you? Of course, but not like that. My crimes were, call it negligence or self-preservation. His gaze is heavy and focused past you. But her hate and the atrocities she allowed it to excuse... No. I have much to be ashamed of, but nothing like that. Where's Ovi? Somewhere in this place, he says, staring around little Nilyesh with a hint of desperation. Visibly steeling himself, he touches the ring with his opposing hand. Old pain. Digging in stinking trash. Hunger. He jerks his hand away as though burned. Something's wrong. He feels different. Somewhere close, right? Okay. Let's talk about you. Okay, let's talk another time. Elegant. Anything new with Cha? Again. Nothing new. Okay. Elgis.
What's on your mind?
Everything okay with you? My ideas don't feel as shouty as they used to. But other than that, no. Okay, another time. Okay. Ovi is digging through trash. Maybe Crimper knows where, or... Yeah, where it is? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Blinking, mouth working silently, Tibia proffers his hand, clearly at a loss. Yeah, Crimper says, glancing at Tibia's ring. He rummages within his filthy rags. Everyone just like it. He holds it up, pinched between two claws. It's absolutely identical. The tall man dropped it in the pile of butcher's leavings a few weeks back. Brushed his hands off like he'd handled something awful. The filthy man mimes the motion, rubbing his hands fretfully on his greasy clothing, then cackles. That's it, Tibia says heavily. You got tired of looking for me and dumped the ring without with our friend here. He offers us an unconvincing grin. It's better this way. I'm glad he's clear of this place. Glad he's gone.
I'll remember that.
Gone? He's not gone. I saw him this morning, waiting his turn at the shrine of Great Sheila. The old man looks between the two of you pointedly, clutching his treasures close to his narrow chest. Maybe he's still there? Let's go find him, Tiberius. All right. Whenever you're ready, lad. I won't have any peace until I see him again. I know that now. He drops his hand to his side. It doesn't matter if he spits in my face and storms off. At least I'll know he tried. Or rather, I tried. He glances over at Orvin's lost ring, and the old man tucks it protectively back into his rags with a suspicious scowl. Tiberius' mouth quirks, but he leaves the scavenger to his treasure. Okay, let's not
All right.
steal his little ugly music box. But let's go into there. Sorry. My chair wasn't as comfortable as it could be. And I... Okay. What? What? What did I miss? Let's start from the beginning. I think there should be an autosave here, right? I hope so. Yeah, that's it. Okay, enter.
Let's go.
Why not?
Sprout? Ooh.
Look out below! Above! Sideways!
Bendari. I will not read those out because they are pretty quick. Okay. Some more?
Yes.
An? Okay, we had that already, but there's more of those scenes than I thought. Embedded in the metal wall is a complicated display. A number of charts seem to track positional variables. Unfortunately, the text is in a language you've never seen before, so you can't discern anything more. Uh-huh. Okay. It's all a jumble. If the next scene, we've seen the next scene. Alright, yeah, then let's continue here. And take the loot! The loot, the loot, the loot is on fire. Cine. A cloak of... Oh, continues. Deepest purple ripples with a life of its own. Upon donning the cloak, the wearer is instantly overwhelmed by a blissful state of relaxation and contemplation, as if undergoing vigorous deep tissue massage. Many a wearer has become so enamored of the cloak that they will jealously guard it with their lives. This particular model appears to have been made for a small child and does not fit you or your companions. Well, not even Rin.
Why not?
But Rin's not with us, so yeah. With one of the engines that once drove this vehicle. Okay, it's an engine. It's an engine.
Why not?
More load. Nice. I love load. Give me some load. Tailing. This odd pair of gloves made out of a thick brown leather-like material feels comfortable and springy. Springy? Half icosahedral metallic studs are mounted on the knuckles, very shiny and perfectly smooth. They appear to be made out of chromium and feel lukewarm to the touch under any conditions. When worn, the gloves quickly become a burden. The studs begin to make a faint buzzing sound. The longer the gloves are worn, the louder the buzz. After a few minutes, a pronounced fatigue sets in. The fatigue progresses until the wearer feels the same sort of numb sensation in their digits that one would have after wood carving or playing a string instrument for hours. They are impossible to wear comfortably after this point. Tucked into one of the gloves when you found them is a piece of paper. On it is a crude picture of the gloves with various glyphs pointing to specific parts of the apparel. While fascinating, the glyphs do not indicate the glove's purpose. It is fascinating, isn't it?
Why not?
Blocked by debris. This is as far as you'll be able to go.
If
Yeah,
you want
because
a
the rest
job
of the
done
Catena is in the Mimavira's courtyard.
Fine.
Okay, people, move. What's happening? Okay. A pale blue light pulses gently. The air in this space feels charged, almost solid. A small glass control panel, apparently hovering in the air, winks with light and fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel. Before you touch it, ghosts materialize around you, crowding you with their intangible presence, with their need. The nearly transparent Valgellan speaks. What do you intend with this? Suffering will come if you persist. Who are you people? One of the men, his fine clothes looking slightly disheveled and stained, looks at you for a moment as if weighing whether to tell you the truth. At last he says, I am Anstol. I do not exist. The other man takes up the thread of the conversation. I am Saradik, a merchant noble. I was on a pleasure cruise and sought to expand my business. Neither do I exist. The woman points to herself and says, An. These others are Torkra, the Valgellan, Bndari, and her companion Methanwi. We do not exist because we are dead. Crushed to death in the crash. We are projections of, and now the voice changes, my memory. My memory. I am the Catena's intelligence. These projections are the memorial of my failure to serve my passengers. Again, the Valgellan answers your question. We have told you already. We are the projections of my machine mind. They exist now as a memorial to the fallen passengers, a testament to my own failure to save them. Okay. Why would you create a memorial for your passengers?
I'll remember that.
Another ghost steps forward. I retain memories of my passengers' actions. I watched them live. I felt them die within me. What else can I do but provide a memorial for them? They would have lived for many more years were it not for my failure. I was endowed with a desire to pilot the Catena, to cause my passengers to arrive safely. This is denied to me. My secondary objective is retaining the knowledge and memory of the circumstances leading up to and surrounding their deaths. This will aid in reconstructing the events of the crash and may provide solace to their survivors. Until such time as a qualified diagnostician arrives, I cannot permit my cores to go dormant. Instead, the emotion I quantify as grief powers my display. Before I tell it that, do you know that one still lives? The projections speak at once. My external sensors were destroyed. Some passengers were ejected. Calculation suggested that none could have survived such an event. I am grateful for this information. The Catena's voice is subdued, almost pensive. Well, I could put them into my mind, you know. One of the ghosts, Bendario, thinks, says, in your mind. It's not a question. None of my medical records indicate such a thing is possible. Her partner Methanwi adds, however, I concede that my knowledge is incomplete if it is possible, but no. My duty is to keep the passengers' memories alive here. But your power will not last forever. On the other hand, we are a person that can die. Let's interact with the control panel. You study the control panel carefully. If the Catena were in motion, you suspect it would convey much more information than is currently available. As it is, you are able to see that it has traveled to thousands of destinations along a route that follows specific dimensional pathways on a circuit that, if you're reading this right, reached through the stars. The panel brings up a wealth of information about the Catena's systems in the form of tiny animated images. One of the icons appears to initiate the sequence to eject the Catena's power core, which I think will just give us a cipher, so no. It's pretty rude. Okay, they wink from existence. But hey, people! I'm still here. Transfer them into my mind. Man, Catena man, guy, dude. Seredic's ghost reflects. You may be correct. The loss of physical place may be rectified through a longer and more personal memory space. I carry a neural network. Let us establish a direct connection. I have the necessary tool. A hidden panel slides open. Within lies a vaguely head-shaped mass of metal wire, all spines and jagged edges. Place this atop your head. A few more moments and we can begin the data transfer. Okay, place the jagged front of my head into my labyrinth. I'm super smart, so let's just do it. You place the net atop your head and the metal cuts into your scalp. You feel a coolness as blood trickles upward into the device. Thin wires enter your peripheral vision and slip behind your eyes. They slice into your optic nerves, and the agony pains blossoms across your vision. The ragged shapes of pain resolve into the world around you, the world as the Catena sees it. Connection established, the Catena announces. Telemetry, destination, access to old records, ambient temperatures. It's almost too much to process, but you manage to tamp down the overwhelming flow and relegate it to the background. One by one, the ghosts around you begin to wink out of existence. You can feel them awakening inside you. Leave the device alone. Are they still here then?
Find them. Something to do.
Guess not. Okay, so now
On it.
give me the power core.
I'll remember that.
With the Catena's intelligence gone, your work proceeds quietly and quickly. You slide the containment device open. Inside the glowing blue tube, you see a rack of 10 cylinders. 9 of them are cold and inert, but one of them hums and blurs, a barely perceptible vibration as it fades into and out of this reality. You gently remove the clamps that hold the powered cylinder in place. Transdimensional power source? The cylinder was one of 10 that once fueled the crashed Catena in the Bloom. It appears to tap into the power of collapsing singularities. It is a rare source of energy, and only a few special devices would benefit from its unique properties. Okay. The lights wink out. A deep, almost ultrasonic moan ripples down the Catena's walls as the power within the tubes and wires flickers away. An alien voice babbles something over a small speaker near the control panel. You are left standing in darkness. Everything around you is quiet and still.
Yes.
Feels like Fallout, this place.
Go.
Leave the area, okay. Tasty fingerskin. Okay, okay. Hey, young mutants. You can go in there now. Yeah, it's all dark now. Did you kill the ghosts in there? What did you do in there? It's all dark now. I don't care if it's dark and quiet. The monsters hide in the dark.
On my way.
Hey, Wonder. Yeah. Yeah. I think you can help me open Aeon Tazon's maw. Wanda turns ponderously to stare at the man who stands some distance away for several long moments. Of course, he says, nodding so forcefully that his body sways. Anything for you, Mardan, anything. I will join you when you speak to him next. Farewell. Yes, Sardan, farewell.
Ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, okay, okay. Nothing new with her. Okay. Let's investigate this thing. And then go to Aeon Tazon. Not Tarzan, but Tazon. Inspect it. I thought maybe with my new power source I could do something, but I cannot. Huh, okay. I wonder where I need it for. What I need it for. Aeon Tazon. While we go there, let me leave you with a pee break. See you in about 90 seconds. Welcome back, people. Wait. A second. Nah. Continue. Did I save? No, I did. Aeon Tazon. Aeon Tazon doesn't welcome you with his rolling golden words this time. He merely nods in greeting. Still, a touch of that hypnotic calm rolls over you. My friend Wonder here will help me feed you. Wonder shuffles over, flushed with delight at the prospect of being helpful to you. Aeon Tazon asks questions of the big man, but you can't catch them. You can barely think. Pleasant warmth overwhelms your mind, shutting out everything else. Through the thunderous pulses of pleasure, you see tentacles spilling from within Aeon Tazon's clothing, a maw opening. A pale, transparent figure steps out from whatever world lies on the other side. He turns this way and that, perhaps attempting to get his bearings. Seeing Aeon Tazon and his maw directly behind him, he scampers off to the side to create some personal space. On finally noticing you, he gives a cheery wave. Aeon Tazon conceals the maw once more and gives you a tremulous smile. As Wonder shuffles away, he eyes you with suspicion. His smile a distant memory. Perfection, Aeon Tazon says, sighing. Absolute perfection. Wonder, are you alright? cold fairly radiates off the stone-skinned mutant, matching his icy expression. What do you want, Adon? Are you angry at me? No. He scowls down at us. But I want you to go away. Looking at you makes me unhappy. Looking at you makes me question why you helped me. It makes me wonder if I am better as I am now. He scrapes his teeth together, shedding sparks. I do not think I am.
All right.
We bad people, man. We bad people. Sometimes. Doesn't welcome you with his rolling golden words this time. He merely nods in greeting. Still, blah blah blah. Do come back anytime. Krazimian. This pale, ghostly figure wears outlandish clothes and a horned helm. Opaque, tangled scars from an unfamiliar weapon loop and curl over his transparent body. Oh, he says, tilting his head. You! Have you found my brother yet? We've never met before. Ha! Of course we have, he says, holding the large helmet in place. Oh, right. This is the first time we meet, isn't it? He straightens, holding out his hand formally. Hello. I am Krazimian, and I've been traveling through time and looking for my brother for millions of years. Nice to meet you. Won't my hand go right through yours? Damn. Every time we do this, I hope you'll fall for it, and you almost never do. At any rate, let me know if you see my brother, huh? Ah, you connected to the bloom? To the what? Oh. No, I'm not. I just sort of, well, let's call it swim between places, following currents, you know. Someone pulled the plug and here I am. How often have we spoken? Good question, he says, consulting an invisible mental list just above your head. Thousands, I'd say. Always a pleasure, mind you, though I don't know why we keep running into each other. I don't see anyone else more than once. If I had to guess, it's your relationship with the tides, but I don't mind. It's nice seeing a familiar face. What are those scars from? Scars? Oh, those look painful. No idea. I have to say I'm glad I don't remember, though. Are you a ghost? I like to think so. But I don't really remember dying. Just traveling and searching, and you'd think this helmet wouldn't keep moving around if I was, spectral. On the other hand, I seem to remember promising my brother I'd haunt him when I died, so that's some evidence for the other side. What does your brother look like? Well, sort of like me, minus the helmet. And he's from a world long ago, so he might be wearing... Oh. Right. I do this every time we meet. It's just that I usually go centuries between running into you, and I always forget that you can't have possibly seen him. He winks, but there's a touch of sorrow in it. Still, let me know if you see him, huh? What's the helmet about anyway? So glad you asked. I love this story. He sent us the helm on his head. I ended up on this battlefield once. It hadn't gone well for the side wearing these helmets. I walked up this blackened hill, following the shouting, and I saw it was probably a city once, but it was on fire and covered in black flames. There were just two fighters left, the big man wearing this helmet and her. She was huge and made of screaming shadows in that same black fire. The sorrow. And when the warrior charged at her, roaring, she just touched him. She touched him and he fell over, twitching and burning. One of these times you told me she was called the Sorrow. Since this is the first time we've met, I'm guessing you have some questions for me. The sorrow destroyed a city. A big one, around the size of 3 Sarguses and a bloom. But the people of the city were abusing the tides in some way. From what you told me about the sorrow, that sort of thing makes her really unhappy. And I didn't think they deserved to vanish, despite whatever they've done, so I took the helmet off the warrior when he'd, stopped melting a bit. Now I carry it with me to remind me of them. Hoda. You know about the tides? Of course I do. Sorry, forgot. First time, I know. Pull me from place to place, like normal tides do, so I keep seeing different times and places and never stop in any one place for long. Tides don't rest, and neither do I. It's a little tiring sometimes. Or at least, I think I'm tired, which is probably the same thing. Hey! Can you actually sense the tides flowing through me? No. Well, let's fix that, he says, cracking his ghostly knuckles. Before you can react, he thrusts all 5 fingers through your chest. The feeling isn't unpleasant. Isn't unpleasant. Isn't unpleasant. In fact, you feel the tides searching through his arm, through you. And you see them curving back over your shoulders and back through him, binding you together. There! It should be easier for you to sense the tides now. Just remember that she's out there. Flowing around with the tides doesn't seem to make her mad. Abusing them, I don't recommend it. Oh, yeah, specialized title affinity BJS. Where's your brother again? Well, long before this one. Millions of years probably, maybe more than that. But I'll see him again, eventually. What'd you do to me again? Blah, 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 blah. See you next time. Neisenstein. Oh, we're so trained and specialized and so cool. We're just so cool, man.
Right.
Oh, flex skill. Yeah. Which one do we use for Tibia? He gets mystical, doesn't he? Yeah, Tibia gets mystical. Mama, mystical. There you go.
Say I mind that. What do you need?
And that here is active until next sleep. Ooh. Well, let's do that on Junior Crisis. Okay. Ain Tazan, do you know Kharazimian? I guess you don't. Okay.
At last.
Mutant. Toko? Koto? Anything new with you? Haven't gone through it yet? Again.
Yes.
Then let's do a step through it. Oh, whoa. I thought Maria was supposed to keep these moths under control.
Don't need to guess what the maw eats anymore. Ugh.
Now you're under control.
Now.
Oakley dokley. Let's save. Before Anchorage. Ratchet
All right.
Anchorage. Scooby-Doo-boo-boo-ba.
Look out below. Above. Sideways.
This careworn woman is dressed in strange, ornate armor. Her bearing is military stiff and her eyes roam constantly. Though the rest of her body is under strict control, she assesses you in a glance. Outworlder. The Bloom portal is open? It is good that you spoke to me first. Few Laskas or Yaskas? I think it's Laskas. Few Laskas speak your tongue. Officers, mainly. We need practice. Welcome to the Anchorage. I am Captain Janur. This Anchorage is my command. All you see is under my command. Oh, she must have an accent, right? Explore our home if you'd like, but our traditions, respect them, please. I met some of your crew in the Bloom. Jemada Arechi and her crew? She presses a hand to her chest and bows her head. Our thanks, Outworlder, from myself and from the crew. Should you see her again, please tell her that the way to the Anchorage is open to her. Tell me more about your people. We lived here, on the Anchorage, as did our ancestors for countless generations. Trapped here, they grew old, intermarried, raised families. Our laws came one by one as we built a new society here in isolation. We are military, Laskas, soldiers, sailors. We have hierarchy and strength. All know their place. All have the chance to ascend on merit. No favoritism. My own child is not even a Jem'Hadar from Deep Space Nine. I do not review her records. I could lose my position for such an infraction. All families have such struggles. And our ears get to a point that we barely notice the accent, and she's getting very familiar with it. Such a family are we Lascars. We struggle against time, against memory, as we keep an eye to the sky, always dreaming of escape. Until then, we hold tradition of the civilization of home. What's that pinging noise? She looks at you strangely for a moment, as if she had no idea what you spoke, and then comprehension comes. Ah, the signal. For so long have I heard it I had forgotten. You called for the ship. Perhaps it has become lost. If so, we light a beacon in the void. Tell me about the ship. Until the ship appears from the void and comes to take us home, we serve the Anchorage as did generations uncounted before us. Some fear the ship may never come, but we hold our eyes to the heavens in faith. Until that day, we toil. When the ship comes, and it comes soon, it will find a welcome berth in our Anchorage and in our hearts. How long have you waited for the ship? As long as necessary, Outworlder. She stops, retranslating your words. Apologies. We have waited for many families, many parents. My family, and their family, and back many families before them. The Cortex would know surely, but I do not think we wait much longer. Something in the Anchorage's air. It smells of our time here coming to an end. The ship will come soon. Tell me more about the Anchorage. The void is great and vast. It holds terrors. The Anchorage is respite. A place of rest and safety. There were once many ships with many people. They came here, rested, refueled, took on passengers. Passengers traveled to many worlds around many stars, and then they stopped coming. But we remain. Again? Turn over the ship. It is a messenger, promised of old. Our Cortex tells of it. Says that it was dispatched to return us to glory. It fell into the void, and we await its return. Fell into the void. When it comes, the Anchorage will be ready. I will have the honor of leading my people home. If not me, my successor. But I feel it will be me. Did your ancestors build this place? I do not think so. We lived here many, many years, but if we build Anchorage, no memories remain. They tell us only what we serve, that we serve. Perhaps it was built by our people, perhaps it was always here. We do not know. Tell me more about your society. I lead. As captain, The Anchorage is my command. Marriages I approve. I lead the rites. To me falls all responsibility for survival. But such duties are onerous. I delegate as captains did before me. So we have pilots, majors, jemadars, and others. They prove themselves through work, rise through ranks. Every 10 years, those of high rank may challenge me for my position. We speak to the Cortex and match our minds. We solve scheduling, mathematical, logistical problems. Should my challenger win, I retire and advise. We cannot survive without cooperation. What is that Cortex? It is a device sacred to us, she says carefully, her eyes on yours. It is our only connection to our lost home. We do not allow Outworlders to see it. I mean, no offense, but do not ask. Again? Why can't I visit the Cortex? She exhales, teeth clenched, and looks up. Fury wavers like a trapped flame behind her eyes. We were not always so protective. That was before other Outworlders tried to steal it a few years ago. Perhaps you're different. This does not matter. No Outworlder will ever be allowed to see the Cortex again. What Outworlders? She regrets broaching the topic at all. We were foolish. They came to us through a portal from your world. We welcomed them as guests and showed them the Anchorage, the Cortex. One of them put hands on it. His friends attacked us, the Anchorage, burning the walls with their fire. We killed them, of course, all except the one who touched the Cortex. Him, we questioned until he died, screaming a word over and over. The word was Dracogen. Again? 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 Can I help you leave the Anchorage? We are not searching for any port that will take refugees. We await the ship that will come for us. Our tradition tells us that home has not forgotten us and that we will one day breathe its air again. Until we can reach home, we will not. Could you summon the ship to us or create a pathway to our native land? We would depart gladly, but not until then. I found this broken helm in the bloom. Her gaze flicks down to the helm in your hands and back up. She draws in a long, controlled breath. Achille. I knew she was lost to us, but I take no pleasure in it. Thank you, Outworlder. Her family will be glad to have it back once you surrender it to me. She lifts her eyebrows expectantly. You're gonna give the helm to Achilles' family? Yes, but not immediately. First, I will erase the private memories inside it, as is tradition. Then, I will clean it. Perform maintenance rituals. After, the helm will be given to her eldest sibling. She thought she found something very important. Disgust flashes across her stony face and is just as quickly suppressed. I do not wish to hear of her private memories. Her thoughts are hers and should die with her. The last sentence has a lilt to it, as if Janur is quoting a verse. The hard line of her mouth softens then. Achille was intelligent, adventurous, but prone to wild theories. Do not worry about her important discovery. Let it fade with her. I need to see what she discovered. She gives you a hard look. No. You cannot scavenge through her memories because the helm is not tuned to you. And besides, it is forbidden. I had this conversation once before. I had it with Achille. The corner of her mouth twitches, but she does not speak for a long, long moment. Fine, she says, sweeping a hand over her eyes. It will make her happy to know that her helm is carried by someone with her curiosity. Take it with her blessings. Achilles' memory said she needed to compare navigational Cortex's archives. Janur claps her hands over her ears, hesitates, then drops them, eyeing you balefully. Do not share the memories of fallen Lascars with others. It is not done, understand? She stares to your left, weighing her response, and continues. Let her secrets die inside you. As I say before, Outworlders are not allowed near the Cortex. Well, I don't think we're getting in the official way. You know what that means. Farewell, Captain. We'll speak again, I'm sure. Hey, Lasker. No, Lasker. You there. No.
It's a plan.
Another one. Where's the invisible? Was it? Ah, he was back down there. That's why
All right.
he looked so invisible. Okay. And this door is made of some unfamiliar shiny metal. It has been polished to a mirror-like sheen. A magnetic strip of another duller metal has a strange runic script scrawled across its surface. It looks like an instruction regarding the door. On trying the door, you discover what that message must be. This door is stuck, or something equivalent. You might be able to force the door open, but it won't be easy. Leave it alone for now?
Fine.
Maybe. I was thinking about what I would like to play next. On stream. And I wanted for it to be a game under 20 streams. Maybe rather 10 would be nice. And now that I see this here, I think I want it to be a space game. Maybe Wing Commander. A space simulator. I think next we will play a space simulator. Like everything else in this chamber, this device is perfectly polished and clean. Every so often, it emits a loud signal that vibrates the whole room. Hey, Lasker! Not so many visitors come from Bloom. Welcome. Okay.
Look out below! Above! Sideways!
This three-dimensional image displays an evolving root-like system, or perhaps an organically growing data structure. This display shows countless suns viewed from a moving point of reference, and plots distances and routes between them at a dizzying speed.
Find 'em.
Okay.
Something to do.
This Lascar examines the contents of an open hatch in the console before him, brow contorted. Occasionally, he takes a tiny component from the tidy pile beside him and plugs it into the machine's unseen innards, waits a hopeful moment, and mutters what is most likely a curse. He spots you and gives you the rueful grin of unsuccessful repairmen everywhere. Hello, it's good. Good to come. He watches your expression carefully, then sighs and touches his forehead, then his lips, and he shakes his head. Speak slow, please. I hear. I try.
What you doing?
He squints at your mouth, then nods. I fix. Try fix. Not fix. Tell me again what you're doing. Try fix. What are all these controls for? He plants one hand on a set of controls. Is give information on stars. He drops his hand on the other set. Is listen to stars. For voices. For whom? He stands straighter. When sheep comes, sheep speaks. He waves a hand in a motion you recognize as a "this isn't really what I mean, but I can't remember the words" gesture. I hear first. Tell all. Me. He smacks his chest with an open hand, grinning. He pauses, his hand slipping from his chest, and indicates a small section of the controls he didn't touch before. It's for Cortex maintenance, he says dismissively. Apparently, his job doesn't cover that area of the anchorage. Stuck door. He follows your gaze and shakes his head. It's broken in. He makes a complicated gear-like motion with both hands before giving up. In everywhere. All of we, are for fighting. Fixing? No. Genjis can fix. But behind room is no critical. He points at himself and deepens his voice. You, fix. He points to the sign on the door. Made shine. Made shine and Ula. He throws his hands up in the air. Maybe his name is Genghis. Okay. What does Cortex maintenance involve? His smile widens. You get a feeling that people don't usually take that much of an interest in this man's work. Genghis does most. Me. Wait for light here. He points, and then press button here. He chuckles at himself. It's difficult work, need concentrate. He makes a furious show of concentrating on the light and pressing the button with a finger. He chuckles again, then shrugs. Without button, no remove cortex, so is important button. Again. Genghis, so he's not Genghis. Genghis is someone else. Maybe I can fix that stuck door. The smile on the Laskar's face falters a little, but he shrugs. Yes. Use control here where you want. Not others, please. Okay. I'm gonna leave you to your work. Talk to this one. Yeah, I think we talked already. Let's use them controls, man.
Why not?
And Wasser. Wasser's Leben. Water's life.
Of course.
The console is a bewildering array of displays, unlit buttons and switches, all helpfully labeled with words and language you don't understand. Much of it is covered in a slight layer of dust, as if most of the console is rarely, if ever, used by the nearby Lascar. Examine the controls. You lean over the console, taking care to not press any buttons by accident. As you noticed before, much of the device is covered in dust. One screen on the side, however, is completely clean, and the buttons beside it are marked with dusty fingerprints. Let's try to open the door. I can do everything. I'm so smarty pants. You stare at the controls for a moment, then get to work. Leaning on your intuition, you press a number of buttons, watching lights flicker around the room. Finally, you tap a neglected icon on a display. The sealed airlock door expels a dark cloud of smoke and shudders open, spraying sparks in every direction before coming to a halt. Not that many sparks. The last spark claps you on the shoulder. Broke now, but open broke. Okay.
Done. All right.
No, it's open.
Go.
But hey, every game has its bugs. This heavy door is sealed shut. It's the only thing that stands between you and the void. Oh no, we don't want to go through there. Ooh, shiny. Smart Traveler's Star. This grey metal choker bears a small 9-pointed star on its front and fits snugly when worn, adjusting to the size of its owner. It protects its bearer from small inconveniences encountered during travels in everyday life, including mild to moderate rain, floating road dust, and campfire smoke, allowing her to remain fresh even after days of extensive walking. The choker doesn't stop real danger though, and the wearer shouldn't walk into a hailstorm or a house fire without more suitable protections. The delicate craftsmanship of the star suggests that the item was not created for simple wayfarers. More likely it was intended for high-ranking individuals wary of spoiling their expensive attire during the demands of social events. Nevertheless, its usefulness made it a nice trinket for the Ninth World's adventurers and travelers. The Cure. Now, I'm not that big a fan of The Cure, no, the music, but I like some songs, but there's one newer song in the FIFA 12 soundtrack with Robert, the singer of The Cure, and it's a little sad electro song. Very, very good. Okay. Drops some of their possessions. This smooth yet multifaceted ceramic sphere refracts and reflects light brilliantly. When hurled, it releases a sparkling gaseous cloud, eliciting feelings of euphoria, empathy, and goodwill from those who are engulfed in its vapors. Wishing to atone for past misdeeds, they fling their possessions outward in acknowledgement of being cured of greed, hatred, and delusion. While in that altered state, they wander aimlessly, contemplating how they may best benefit all the inhabitants of the Ninth World. This appears to be a conduit for a third party's contemplation, as the words come through even from creatures that do not know the human language. Okay. The cure was brought into the Ninth World when a scholar discovered a supply stored underneath an ancient ruin. Some Aeon priests believe that he planned to deliver a large quantity to the Steadfast, but was murdered before he could do so. This sphere may be the last of its kind. Take it. Pretty cool sphere. Okay. And any oddities we can use except for the bloom water? No. Okay.
Go.
Oh, that's Genghis.
On my way.
These ornate doors are firmly shut. When you get close to them, a voice says something in an alien tongue. You don't understand the words, but they sound suspiciously like a rejection.
All right.
Though multiple well-polished locks line the edges, you can't help noticing that this door isn't quite as thick as the others you've seen here, and a soft, buzzing hum rises from within it. A complex control panel, or possibly another lock, is in the wall beside the door. The buttons are marked with symbols you don't understand, and the light behind them flickers like a candle.
I'll remember that.
Hello! Do not touch the door, please. No Outworlders are allowed in the Cortex chamber. I don't think he's going to let us in. We should either break the door down or find a way to distract him with trickery.
Of course.
Okay, Pilot Major Genghis. Yeah, let's talk. Talk. And I'm going to note down that I think I want to play a space game. Yeah, I call it a space game. Maybe Dead Space? I've played Dead Space 1 and 2, but not 3. And hey you, Pilot Major Genghis. Worry stamps its lines on the features of this man. Like the others in the Anchorage, he wears a suit of ornate armor, but he has set aside his helmet. His hair is thinning and wrinkles web around his eyes and across his forehead. He's tinkering with some display, but he turns away from it to address you. Greeting. I am Genghis, Pilot Major of this Anchorage. Tell me about your people. He wipes a cloth across a clear glass eye and glances at you. You have spoken with some, yes? We have lived here long, Many captains passed, we discovered we would have to wait for the ship to come. Until that time, until the arrival, we survive, we wait, and we train. Again? About the Anchorage. It is many things to us. A home. A reminder of who we once were and a promise. No. A prophecy. No. Can you show the Anchorage instead of just telling you about it? Can give you a tour, yes? What a remarkable idea. You'd have to leave the Cortex door to do it. Say yes. Tell me about the ship. It was promised of old. It will carry us home. Is perhaps ridiculous for Outworlders to understand. So many crews have passed on, so many lives ago. Yet still we believe. Some question whether it comes. Many have died before its arrival, yet still we believe. What is life without belief? Why do we keep on with routines and rituals if not for belief that someday we will go home? What do you do here? I serve Outworlder. I'm the keeper of the navigational cortex, its servant. I watch the sensors. I listen to its words. Information from antenna arrays filters in here. All knowledge of the Anchorage passes the cortex. If I fail in my duties, the ship might arrive without my foreknowledge. So I clean and listen and study. If the ship should come in my life, and I believe it may, I will take its mind in mine and we will plot a course for home. Okay. What is the Cortex? What is the Cortex? I almost speak too fast. It is our watcher of the void. It is the keeper of our history. It knows the night skies of a million worlds. It holds our traditions and tells us how to live in accordance with old crews. It keeps us alive, maintains the Anchorage. It alone is the voice of truth. Never has it been wrong. It does all that. That's something. That's really something. Ken just bows his head again with a small, perfect smile. I found this helm in the bloom. Does that helm belong to Gemma da Achille? He snatches it from your hands and studies it carefully. Void, take it. I hope she still survived. His accent grows thicker with emotion. Please show to Janur. Find out what Achille discovered. Make life count. Oh, so he... Oh. He sees it differently than Janur. Farewell. Farewell, Outworlder.
Something to do.
Now let's bring the Strandler scars here. Maybe we might need them. And talk to Janur about what her captain, her major soldier said. No. Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Or not. Okay, first to Garkoto, who was very interested in what we found here. I don't know what voice I did for him, but tell me, what is the state of the new Maw here in my settlement? I think it was something like that. Something like this. I opened the new Maw, but I found some kind of... Not your city of Nilyash. Garkoto hisses in disappointment, and its great bulk thrashes in the tank. Alas! It would appear that we must remain in the bloom for now. We shall find another route home eventually. The murky gases swirled around the prince's corpulent form. Opening the Maw has served the residents of Little Nilyash. Name your fee. think I saved. I hope. But at least wasn't that long ago.
Updated my journal.
I wanted him to... I thought maybe he would tell us what how to use this one item we got from him. Have I talked to... I think I did. I saved just before I got out here, right? Yeah. I've talked to the captain or pilot major. I think the pilot majors must be then under the captain. Hierarchical. From a hierarchy standpoint. It's a plan. Hey, Gakoto.
Making a note.
Okay. Now, come on. Let's take the shins.
Updated my journal.
Still get the same amount of XP, but I think that's totally fine. Because saying, hey, I did a job for you and I want my payment is nothing evil, as it's often portrayed in other RPGs. A large sum cast off, but I agree. The work was dangerous and important. A moment, please. A minute later, one of Garkoto's mutants steps forward with a haversack filled with shins. This should conclude that business. Okay. Oh, no. Let's talk again. I'm gonna ask after Nilyash, will you... No, nothing new. Okay, let's go to the last guys that have stranded here. And bring them home. A mic check. A mic check. This is so beautiful. I like my mic. Magic mic. Huh? Okay. What's this? This way it's in a different... Okay, Lascar. Arichi. Short, heavy, but alternate routes to the Anchorage remain closed. Your fortune, has it been better? Some questions? Naturally, this one will seek to provide informative truth. Again. It leads to your anchorage. For the first time, a broad smile cracks her face. A savior. Truly the opener of the ways who can rescue marooned travelers. She returns and speaks to her crewmates. Jalana Shkuntovelt, Gecha! She turns back to you and presses a small device into your hand. It is useful, old but reliable. What's that? Okay. Because we're not that good, especially our last caster is not an expert on quick fingers and smashing. A silver needle as long as a finger sticks out from this black metallic ring. The band is about as wide as a fingernail and has 2 golden metal plates on it. Touching one of the plates causes the needle to soften, letting it be shaped into a helpful tool for most situations. Okay. So, like a lockpick.
Making a note.
Farewell, helper. Farewell. So... marooned on an alien shore. Excusez-moi. No. Okay, Cody. Yeah, let's go to the shrine. That's right. That's what I wanted to do while I was here. That's Chila.
Absolutely.
Bloomcard, since when are you there? What are you? Friend or foe to our god? The whispers aren't clear. Let's get rid of this. Because I clicked on the statue and then walked into this place and then it's all this. Yeah, I know. Can we please get rid of it? Yeah. Now let's give this cipher to Tibia. Because he is the Quick Fingers guy, isn't he? To Speed Edge. And Quick Fingers specialized, so yeah, of course he is this one. The one to do that, yeah. And... well, again, full with our ciphers. But okay, okay. It's alright. So.
Gladly.
Hey, Spec. What do you know? Do you know about Ovine? Okay.
Yes.
Happy to help.
Hey, Ragman. Ooh, you have. He does have antlers. That's weird even for Numenera.
I'll remember that.
Jagged antlers twist from this blue-skinned mutant's temples. Permanent creases shape his face, revealing a history of scowls and grimaces. His glance slices past you to Tibia, and then to the ring on Tibia's hand. He tenses. I had a feeling you were coming for me sooner or later. And I should have put that ring on. His twisted hand creeps towards a crude dagger on his belt. Bullying a little girl wasn't enough for you, yeah? You want to finish the work your friend started? Tibia looks at his hand, then to you, confused. You turn your attention back to the mutant. We didn't bully anyone. You? No, not you. But your tall friend did, and I know a dozen dead-eyed killers who wouldn't have done the same. But maybe you didn't know what he did. Maybe you're just here to clean up. It's like this. Kelsey has these headaches like I did at her age. The only thing that helped her sleep was that singing wall. He looks between your blank faces and his brow furrows. There was something buried in it. Sounded like voices humming together. And a few weeks back, your man came in, put her to the side, knocked a hole in the wall, and took the thing out. She begged him to leave it, and he ignored her and took her singing wall away. No, you're lying. Ovine wouldn't. No, you're lying. Ovine wouldn't do that. Confusion flashes across the mutant's face. Maybe he knows. Maybe it's not about Ovine. The mutant is staring at Tibia, troubled. I ain't lying. After I came home and found Kelsey weeping, I went after your man, caught him alone, and maybe he saw my daughter in me because she told me he was sorry, and that he took her music away because she was doing dirty work to help a friend. Not that that excuses anything, but he might have been telling the truth. After I put the ring on, I heard laughing. That's why I dropped it. Couldn't stand the feel of that voice in my head. And he... what gave you the ring as compensation? Hands balled into fists. No, I took it off his hand before I dumped the body, he says. Put out a hand to stop Tibia. A second later, Tibia slams into your outstretched arm. What? This man's a father. That doesn't make his life worth a damn thing, Tibia says, avoiding your gaze. I should know. Tibia's a father too? But something flickers in his eyes. Ovin told me you wouldn't... Well, you know. Tibia falters and casts a hateful look at you. You're right, he says, tears spill down his cheeks. Damn you! He turns from the mutant who flees immediately. I want to have words with Dracogen, and soon. Tiber's opinion of you has improved. Okay. My happy ending in my head was that
Yes.
it's not Ovin who died, but someone else. Let's talk to Dracogen.
All right.
All right. Swing. Hey, Dracogen. What did you do? Why did you kinda passively killed Ovin? What happened? Why are you such a bad man? Are you still interested in exploring the bloom, my friend? Word has reached these humble ears of a new maw opening near the court of Garkot in Little Nilyash. If it leads to the place I recall, which I thought long gone, it may contain devices of great value indeed. If I did not have pressing business here, I should explore it myself, but I forget myself. What can I help you with today? He leans toward us. His nostrils flare slightly. The air around you is different, Castor. You bear the amulet. Give it to me and we shall consider our agreement concluded. Would you take the navigational cortex in place of the amulet? Yes. That would indeed be sufficient. I have tried to acquire it before, but to no avail. Should you manage to obtain it, it would certainly be a fine substitution for the amulet.
Making a note.
The agents I employed previously were not up to the task. This was an occasion of great surprise to me. They were tough, capable explorers, and I thought them more than sufficient to the job. If you gain access to the Anchorage and the Cortex, I suggest that you employ guile before violence. I would hate to see you fail as they did. You said you had something to discuss with Dracogen? I want to talk to you about what you did to Ovine, you worthless piece of... What I did. Tibia, really. Did Tibia not tell you how he and I came to be acquainted? Then let me. Tibia was a mercenary, for sale to the highest bidder. He came to the Bloom to serve as a lackey to whomever would pay him the most in coin, drink, or flesh. An employer approached him about retrieving an artifact from a guarded vault. He took the job. Let him continue. Your gallant friend helped pacify the guards, and he watched as his compatriots slaughtered the helpless men. It was then they revealed the vault was mine. Tibia, wisely, Tibia quit the job and threw himself on my mercy, naming all his conspirators. I took justice on them and gave their children a lifetime of nightmares. But from Tibia, he asked only a year of his service, or his mind-link ring and a favor to be named. He gave me the ring and fled. I did not pursue him. I am a man of my word. When his lover came, seeking answers about the ring, he found me instead. Ovine agreed to serve in my employ for a year. In exchange for the truth of Tibia's whereabouts, I made him my toy. He did work that Tibia would shrink at, in some of the darkest, most dangerous depths of the Bloom. And in all this time, Tibia never returned. Tibia knew what he sacrificed when he gave me the ring. He knew that Ovine would come, but he gave up the ring without a second thought. At any time, he might have come to me to request its return. He never did. In so doing, he knowingly condemned his lover to his fate in the Bloom. Of course, yeah, Dracogen is an asshole. But Tibia really did some very, very shady stuff. Tibia swallows hard, shaking his head, not in negation, but in shock. He does not interrupt. As for you, Tibia, the favor to be named later is this. I want you to recall the many ways you could have saved Ovine, to think of how he might have died, to reflect on the depths of his devotion to you, and shallowness of yours to him. This is the kind of man you travel with, Castor. Know his true character. Best of luck to both of you. He waves his hand, dismissing you. Now go.
I ruined him. I'm the one killed Ovi, not that fool at the shrine.
Tears streak down his cheeks, unheeded. Here's the truth about what separated us. I was afraid to lose him, so I broke his heart. Cheated on him and used my ring to make sure he knew. And it didn't work. He still loved me. And he didn't understand why I was pushing him away. So I waited until he was away on a supply run and turned our mercenaries on the village Ovi had sworn to protect. That did it. One look at the soldiers shoving children into the street, and Ovi bashed me on the jaw and said we were done. He shouldn't have hit you. Come on, Castor. You pushed him away? I loved him, he says, gripping his head with bloodless fingers. More than I loved myself, and I'd felt him die dozens of times in the endless battle. I wanted him out of my head, understand? I wanted him gone, so that when death took him for the last time, I wouldn't feel it. Still, I wish I'd run after him like I wanted. But I was scared, and I ran to the Bloom instead. And then I gave up the ring to save myself from Dracogen's revenge. Of course I did. And I convinced myself Ovi wouldn't suffer because of it. But he did. He says, clawing the tears from his eyes. I knew he was here, and I was afraid to face him. And look what my beautiful, honest lad came to in my absence, trying to save me. I made him like me. You aren't responsible for Evin's decisions? Yeah, okay, right, but I mean, come on. He died when you could have saved him. What now? Yeah, it's a hard truth, Tiber, but you should hear that. I don't know. There's no saving him now. I either live with that or I don't. He straightens, adjusting his clothing, and gives you a weary smile. Sometimes you feel like a day should end when you've borne too much, but it doesn't, and you have to keep going, don't you? Give me some time to myself, will you? I've had enough of talk for now, being honest. Elegant. What do you think about Tibia? Aratus? He's exhausting. Yeah, okay. I give you.
What's on your mind?
What about Elegant? And Tibia? Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the Anchorage after we've destroyed Tiber's life. Well, to be fair, he destroyed his life himself. He just showed him that he destroyed it. Now, get back to... which is not there, the Giant Slump. I don't want to go there. I want to go there and there and there. Back to the Anchorage. Broken hearts. Well, yeah. Tibia, yeah. You acted very, very stupid.
Go.
The magmatic amulet is much more useful. We can use it ourselves and maybe become the next Memovira.
Oh.
Okie dokie. Anchorage. The wretched Anchorage. Oh, and Tibia? Should we
Of course.
talk?
Gods, I hate this place. A man likes to see a nice blue sky over his head, possibly with several naked lads and lasses in the way, asking if I had a nice nap and would like a drink. Not intestines and the like. Hope you're not planning a long stay.
Only as long until I find the first caster. So the rest of our short and painful lives then? Fine. How you holding up? Oh, I'm well enough. You've been kind to me, and, well, that's hard. It reminds me of old times. Let's talk about you. Can we talk about Ovine? I prefer not to, lad. It's all too fresh. Maybe another time. Are you sure? Not now. Not yet. Questions about the bloom? Oh, what do you know of Parson Flint? He's a smiling parasite. He deals in despair and has a lot of loyal customers. Can't stand the man. Bruska. Bruska's alright, full-paid neckbreaker. You know where you are with her at least. Does her job, cares for her people, keeps her word. It's more than I can say for a lot of the honest commanders I've known. What do you know about Mimavira? You know Artalia from before? Oh, yes. Knew him during my brief stint in the Endless War. Did not cover himself with honor, but then no one did there. And if they had, no one would have noticed. What with the shrieking and madness. He's always been a bit morose and prone to drink. Might be because he cares, or did once. Ah, mutants. Life isn't easy for them, but the stories I have from parties in Nilyash would peel your ears off. But then, they are not all shameless hedonists. What's the pity? I was once mugged by a man with three arms eyes, while his kneecap kept an eye on the alley. Scratchy scratch. Scratchy scratch. Good. Yes, lad. Let's continue on.
All right.
I'm with you. Oh. Avril Lavigne. So. Yeah, Shun Arichi is here. Genoa, do you have anything to say about that?
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Talk to all the Lascars. No. Whis Noir. We are home. You. Thanks from us. Alguém numa dos visti. Vale vai. Yeah, I know. You there. Not so many visitors come from Bloom. Welcome, I've talked to you before. Arichi. Opener of ways, we have regained the Anchorage. This one thanks you. I'm grateful.
Finally!
I thought she would help us with the helmet. Damn.
Yes.
This?
Now.
Yeah, I guess I have to
You've got it.
do the tour now and get into this thing. Waves of coherent thought radiate from the orb, flooding your mind with strange abstract calculations and mathematical formulae. It shines so brightly that you can't look at it for too long.
Absolutely.
Abso-fucking-lutely. You can't read the text on this display, but the graphics seem to depict atmospheric conditions and power levels in the room. It's just a monitoring station, nothing can be controlled from here. Yeah, I wanted to save hard save. Lascar tour. Hey you, Pilot Major Genghis? I'd like the tour you offered. He smiles widely, spreading his hands. Yes, of course. Follow me. Okie dokie. You have already seen the elevator room. You will now see the observation deck where we watch for the coming ship, where we study the path of the stars. Follow me, please. Keep Genghis occupied and access the Cortex room. First, see these. The paths between stars. The journey that took us to this place. And please, ask questions if you have questions. Yes, we should do that, Tiber says quietly beneath his hand. The longer we keep him talking, the more time we have to find the Cortex. Okay. Yeah, Tiber, ask him. Something. Any questions have you before we continue? Do these lines look like a spider to you? Names for any of the stars? Some, yes. Others, no. Much has been lost. Gestures us along. Eritus, open it.
I'm always ready.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Now, Elegant, ask him something. Studying this play could help your people find their way home? Some of us believe this. They come here when they have no work to stare at the changing paths. To draw their own maps and... Dream? Yes, dream. He pauses, gathering his thoughts. He stares into the changing stars. His eyes are filled with their light. I believe that the paths between the stars are too many, that we must wait for the sheep. We must move along now. Apologies. I do not have much time. Should keep moving if you want to see everything. Really? Shitballs. Okay. Then... no turn for him. Artist, you go... yeah, you go with them.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
And Elegant and I will go... no, and I'll just go into this one.
Yes.
I'm through this door now. Open the door! Yes, nice. You tap the symbols at random, noticing that the light behind them goes out when you hit certain buttons in sequence. Clicks and mechanical snaps sound within the door as you work, glancing back occasionally to be sure you haven't been discovered. With no warning, the door opens. With a sizzling, the panel goes utterly dark and you smell burning wires. You won't be closing this door again, it seems. Shit.
Let's go.
The sphere turns slowly, almost thoughtfully. The glow of the control console pulses with it, warming the palms of your hands. Use the control console. You touch the console, and the warmth spreads up your arms and into your mind. At the moment of contact, a female voice speaks. Ah, Vjitidn. And with a brief stutter, it continues in the truth. Would you like to do? You glance around, seeking the source of the voice, before you realize that it is speaking only in your head and to you alone. How long have they been waiting for this ship? Accessing records, calculating. The Lascars have been waiting for the vessel to take them home for approximately 10,091 of your years. What's that home planet? A bluish globe seen from a great distance, around which many smaller orbs rotate, appears before your eyes, as if it were floating in front of you. The home of the Lascars is called Istrino. Where is it? Oh no, the Anchorage, where are we now? The smooth voice says, the exact coordinates of this station are 12.39. 12 Mark? Mark 93? It's that what they say, isn't it? 12 Mark 93, 476 Mark 947, 1800 hours 57 zinits. I don't know. These numbers also helpfully appear in the pale blue light of the control console. You suspect that if you had the proper education and context to understand these numbers, you might have a better picture of your location. As it is, they mean nothing to you. How are you, Mr. Cortex? I am a navigational Cortex. I was manufactured 3,059 cycles ago by the Defabile Combine, with 2,153 cycles remaining. I was brought here through a localized dimensional vortex which has since collapsed. I am powered by a quantum-tunneled interstitial hovering matrix, the glowing orb you see before you. I interact with both users and appropriate receptacles to provide observed and recorded historical information, starfield tracking and navigation, observation, and essential starport maintenance. I maintain information regarding exactly 1,097,544 star systems, with detailed information on routes between them, including known transdimensional passages. For every world in each of these star systems, I hold detailed images of their night skies and projected daytime starfields. Additionally, I maintain detailed personnel information for the station, dating back many centuries. You know, the helmet? This helm belongs to the Gemada Alchili. She has been missing for 15 years by the reckoning of your world. It contains a visual record she marked as being of importance. She suggested these images be analyzed. I will do so on your command. Personnel history. Thousands of records, perhaps tens of thousands, scroll past your eyes, appended with arcane timekeeping, name changes, dates of birth and death. All the personnel who have ever lived, traveled, or otherwise passed through the Anchorage, no matter how brief their stay. The sheer amount of information is overwhelming. Sensing your bewilderment, the smooth voice says, certain historical trends can be deduced through analysis of this data, but this does not seem to be your focus. Popular interactions include brief historical overviews of the station, important recent events, and location searches on missing crew members. Where are the missing A single Lascar remains unaccounted for. Gemada Alchili passed through the transdimensional gateway approximately 15 years of your time ago. She has not returned. If you have any information on additional personnel not covered by this census, please report immediately to the captain. Recent occurrences. Approximately 15 years ago, as you measure time, a transdimensional pathway opened to the station. This was the first contact with other sentient life the inhabitants of this station have had in generations. Trade was established. That portal closed recently, but it has been replaced with the pathway through which you entered. More recent occurrences? Approximately 15 years ago, as you measure time, a transdimensional pathway opened to the station. No, that's the same thing I just asked. Okay. More about Achille. Gemada Achille traveled through the transdimensional portal that opened 15 years ago. Her mission was to explore and establish potential embassy and trade. She was also to seek other routes whereby the inhabitants of this station might find passage to their homeworld. Her last transmission contained a report of her investigation of a community known as the Bloom, which apparently existed inside a living creature. She was 28 years of age when she departed. She left behind 2 sisters, a brother, and a father. No, okay. More here. No, okay. Recent occurrences. No, okay. Historical overview of the station. My records extend over 10,000 of your years, inherited from my predecessor in this position. In all this time, the people now calling themselves the Lascars have crewed this station, and pre-existing records suggest they were here in a more formal military servile capacity before the shipping lanes began to close. The original crew of the station has repopulated the station, and their descendants have grown in number. A number of conflicts have arisen over the years, in particular the 5-cycle mutiny, the airlock debacle, and the castaway action. Each of these helped define the current power and familial structure of the existing population. The current structure of the population is strongly based on and influenced by the naval hierarchy of the forebears. Their forebears. They await the coming of another ship to close the station properly and bring them home. Okay. Something else. Well, analyze the helmet data, please. Processing. One moment. Wasser ist Leben. Biological matter has entered some of the helmet's contacts. I will be unable to analyze this object unless the Cortex Removal process has progressed to the 3rd stage. This will allow me to open the Cortex housing and perform a focused scan analysis of the helmet. Okay, begin. Of course. As I know that you are a first-time user, Stage 1 requires you to assemble a pass symbol on the screen before you and pull the lever on the side of the console. A jumble of small, jagged symbols. Okay. What if the process is too complicated? Removal of the cortex is a significant action with potentially hazardous consequences for the Anchorage. As such, the designers of my mind decided that the removal procedure should be undertaken by a user capable of rational thought under pressure. To put it more simply, you must complete a series of tests in order to gain access to the cortex. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you. Okay, thank you. Elegant. Guess I can talk to Major Pilot Major Genghis? No, okay. Okay. Then let's go. As far, because I think I have to work this thing here at some point. Now, see this. A map of another kind, a living painting of the Cortex's thoughts. Yeah, that's very interesting. I will explain what I can if you have questions. It refreshes constantly. Is it changing its mind or checking if the thoughts are still there? Delight blooms across your guide's face. I wonder the same thing. He looks at the air, lips moving, composing his response. A moment, please. If you talk now, I will forget my thinking. Well, okay. Let's cast off. Do your worst, or best rather. Yeah. Continue the removal process. Of course, as I know that you are blah blah blah. More information about but it consumes the action. Come on. Oof. Oh, it's speed! Shit! Huh. Yeah, I don't need more information, I can do that. Working swiftly, you compose the small, jagged shapes into a larger, unfamiliar symbol with a series of satisfying clicks. A clunk sound in levers housing. A clunk sounds in levers housing. And you pull it down. An excellent solution. Well done. The hum beneath the voice changes subtly. Stage 1 of the removal process has been completed. Your actions must now be verified from the control pit. Please wait. Yeah, I hope Elegant can do that. Oh, please, Elegant. I don't think it benefits me if I run there now with my last cast off. Each stage must be verified by a control pit operative in the observation deck. Once they signal their approval of your actions during this stage, the process can proceed. Okay. Elegant. Do it, man. Oh. You are so slow, Elegant. Damn.
It's a plan.
Genghis reaches into the display, spreading his fingers. One of the threads curls around his wrist. I try to follow the how to say, thought example? To question every thought, yes? To have a flexible mind. The tour must continue. I have much to finish after. Apologies. I do not have much time. Should keep moving if you want to see everything. Okay, well, let's go there. Because I guess you will continue.
I am the
Yeah.
very soul of action.
Okay. Yeah. And a gun. Do it, man. Do it. Machinery. That's your thing. And I think it's because our last cast off is so fucking powerful that he can do anything. So smart. But it's pretty good to have another smart person for this quest, so it feels that it was worth it to put some intellect into Elegant after all. Yeah, genau. Okay. Quick fingers and stealth? Oh. Yeah, that's not yours, I know. I chose the wrong person here. Shitballs. Yeah, Elegant, do that. You observe him for a handful of broken moments. He divides his attention between his repairs and the buttons on to his immediate right and left. There's something else about his movements, something potentially useful, but you can't quite catch what it is. Shit! Tabia, maybe you can do it?
What?
Yeah, you do it, Tibia. And Eritus, you just ask him stuff. Oh, okay. And you go with him. Can't you go upstairs here now? Too far away? How far can you go? Okay, Eritus. You follow him and you talk to him. Last cast off can't do anything. Elegant. Try. Continue studying the movements. You watch him for another few seconds. His gaze flickers between his repairs, a quick scan of the buttons, and up. He's looking up, and in these moments, light ghosts across the surface of his eyes. There's a strong chance that during these moments, he's looking at something you can't see. And while he's doing that, he might not be able to see you. Yeah, okay. Cool. Now she, he trails off and chuckles. You know this door, of course. You came to us from it. Tabia.
Why not?
Yeah, that's why you're here. That's why I have you with me. Let's try it this way. Yeah, 85%, and it's enough. You wait until the Lascar is preoccupied and swiftly tap the button. The Lascar looks over at the sound, at your innocent face, and then the now dark screen and button. He frowns. Okay,
Naturally.
that's okay. There it is. Talk to him. Shit. Yeah, I can't do anything. Now, let's cast off.
Yes.
Come on. Continue the process. Stage 2 initialized. Please identify the core locking components from the previous stage. Once you have done so, the casing over the error unable to translate title of switch will open. Flip the switch to complete the stage. What? What was that? You hear a series of clicks in your head. Apologies, a separate intelligence is responsible for error reporting. I'm not aware of any errors at this time. Please proceed with the actions required for stage 2. Yeah, I'm super smart, man. No problem. A flood of symbols streams across the console's tiny screen. At first, none of them look in any way familiar, but as you watch, you recognize a few. They disappear beneath your tapping fingertips with sweet piping pings. A fluttering sound, something like an insect's wings, rises from the console and the casing pops open. You flick the switch. Stage 2 complete. Well done. Your actions in Stage 2 have been sent to the observation deck to be verified. Please wait. Elegant. Oh, do I have, can I do something?
Yes. Now.
Yeah, ooh. An officer in the observation deck's control pit must verify your actions. This new procedure is in compliance with security measures put into effect. Calculation error hours ago. Hours ago? They know what I'm doing. Shit. I think Captain Thingblah knows what I'm doing here. Elegant! Elegant's turn! Eleturn! On the monitor, 6 sigils whirl about each other in a dizzying spiral. A button blinks urgently beside it. Yeah, no. Just study the movements. You're now certain that even if he can see past the glow over his eyes, he's not focused on his immediate surroundings. In those moments, you see his mouth moving. Perhaps he's speaking to someone without his voice and seeing their response suspended in the air. You have everything you need to know about his habits now. It's now or never.
Here we go then.
Can I talk to him? Okay, no, Elegant can't do anything now. Shit. Yeah, I should have had asked questions I know. Why are you so quick, man? Really stupid of you. Yeah, stage 2. Let's do stage 2. Ugh, success. Lascar glances up, eyes leaving the monitor, swift and silent as air. You lean over and press the button. The Lascar looks back down at the click, frowning again. On touch, he says sternly. You do not respond, and after a moment he returns to his work, eyeing you more often now. Yeah, Tibia is spent.
Don't mind if I do.
Maybe we should do this next time. Eratus, talk to him. Ah, okay. Shit, man. Shit. Maybe I should... What? Okay.
Ready.
Continue the process. Stage 3 initialized. Simply arrange the previously selected symbols into a critical error. Existing syntax is inadequate, the voice says in high pleading tones. Instructions are flawed. User may be unable to complete Cortex Removal procedure. Maintenance is requested. Repeat, maintenance is requested. After a long pause, the voice resumes, utterly calm. Once this is complete, manually pull the locking cylinder from its housing, rotate it, and insert it back into the console. Well, you know, you think you smell burning plastic, molten metal. Then the voice speaks. I am not aware of any errors. Complete the stage to the best of your ability. If you are unable to do so, I will not be able to release the Cortex as requested. My apologies. My apologies. Whispers fall silent. Look at them brains, man. Bereft of any useful instructions, you study the sigils rotating on the screen. All of them are moving except the one in the upper left corner. The original shape assembled in stage 1. On a whim, you arrange the remaining sigils into a frame surrounding that shape. Excellent work. I've never seen it done faster. Please wait, your actions in stage 3 must be verified. Yeah, by Elegant, I know. And your error stuff, you know, it's really disconcerting. Hey there, Elegant. Ah, maybe it can be useful with doing this.
Done.
Yeah, you know, Laska. This Elegant can be useful this way. You snatch one of them up when his back is turned and toss it over his shoulder. There is a distant clattering. The Lascar glances at you, confused at the sound, and turns to see what it was. He will not be distracted for long. Well, at least I did something.
Let's do it.
Okay, okay. See these now. A door once used by the most exalted travelers. Now, often broken and room beyond these for storage. He pats the door as if apologizing to it.
Of course.
My finger is on the button. The Lascar sighs, rubbing his eyes. In that second, you dart over and press the glowing button. Nicely done!
Absolutely.
Anything else I can do? No. Okay. Well, you must have questions, Eratus. Why does the door... I mean, I want to... Ich glaube, nicht später als 8 Uhr. Nein, um 8 Uhr komme ich Fressi. Dann können wir zusammen Fressi machen. Ja? Ist nur noch diese kleine Quest hier eigentlich und die sollte nicht mehr länger dauern als 15 Minuten. Hoffe ich. Bis gleich. Miau, miau. I want to distract him, but on the other hand, And I think, why does the door break so often with the most distracting question? On the other hand, the other ones sound more interesting. Well, why does the fucking door break so often? That's what Eritis would say. Cannot say. I wonder this myself. He gestures you along, urging you to follow him. Shit, man. Last cast off can do anything. Everything, meine ich. Process the data on the helmet. Certainly, please wait. Dark masses within the giant orb shift, and a pinpoint of light streaks from within, dancing over the helmet in your hands. Processing complete. Report. Gemada Alchili was struck and killed at the date of her last record. Her file has been updated to reflect this information. Analysis continues. All of the images contained inside the helmet drove rapidly through your vision. The images of the night sky that were so prevalent in the helm appear now, and the cortex begins to layer star charts over the top of those pictures. The information about the location of this world has now been added to my memory. Any matches? Based on time regression analysis of star field and relative planetary position, only one possible world matches. Ishtrinu, the world the Lascar people call home. Yeah, that's not everything. Let's continue the cortex removal process. The cortex removal procedure has been completed. The cortex can now be removed from its framing mechanism. Alternately, the information on the broken helmet you found can now be analyzed. Yeah. Okay, and turn. Elegant.
Here we go then.
Okay, nothing else. Then go there.
Here we go then.
Okay, so I want the cortex for... No, our guy. I'll leave him here. Maybe I need him again. My Tibia. Oh, he's still on the run. Okay. Now, should we... Familiar skies. Oh! Now I understand. The ninth world is Ishtrinu. Ah. Now it all makes sense what the Cortex said to us. Okie dokie. Then, okay, Cortex, come with me.
I'll remember that.
The vast glowing sphere dims and stills as a smaller orb drifts out of it, arcing lazily toward you like a tiny planet. You raise your hand and snatch it out of the air. The cortex is yours. You retrieve this tiny metal and synth sphere from inside a larger device. It is the navigational cortex of the Lost Anchorage, containing records of innumerable worlds and maps of the travel routes between them. You can see infinitesimally small patterns traced along its surface, with minuscule lights racing along and through those patterns. Continue. And run, maybe? Run, boy, run?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Anagon, you go with the pilot major. He sweeps a proud hand across the width of the wide view screen, as if he has personally created the scene below. Many names the world. No one can agree anymore. For me, it's enough that it is still there, and we are still here. Yeah. Can I talk to her? I mean, there's nothing I need to do, no. So, Pilot Major. Beautiful, yes? Yes, questions, have you? Are you sure this isn't your home world? His eyes widen, but he smiles with great and precise care. The expression of someone hiding their true tone. Very sure. We would know. He gestures you along. Yeah. Urging you to follow him. Okay. Now, Kasdorf. I think we need to talk to that woman. The captain.
All right.
And elegant. Can I ask another question? Why haven't you settled down there? Because the Anchorage is our home, until it is not. He points at some of the brown land masses below. Also, the land on that world is dead. Okay, let's follow him. Yeah, I guess, I know, I get it. He's so quick, man. Tibia, can you talk? Yeah, you can. Maybe it doesn't need an action. I greet you. What do you need? Well... No! Ah, shit! Okay, where's the captain? Or maybe... Oh, let's talk to... Where's the captain? Where's the captain? Where's the captain? The pilot, major pilot? No, there it is. He is. And you go there. Okay. Now I will talk to her. Yeah. Extreme is the ninth world. What evidence have you of these? How do you know? The Cortex must verify the truth. We'll return. She hurries from the room. Yeah. Pee break, so back in a minute, but yeah. Shit, this didn't go well. Here I am, back again, once again, back again. Mic check, Back again, once again, back again. Mic check, Oh yeah. Okay. The Cortex is gone. We have protected the chamber for centuries, and now, with your arrival, it is missing. Return it now. Sorry.
I'll remember that. Go.
Okay. Kill Cat hat Hunger. And... Let's do all of this shit next time. Again. Oh no, yeah, I guess so. Until next week with Torment, Tides of Numenera. Next Tuesday. Morgen gibt's Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl.
Doing anything, right?
Weil die Sims ist ja jetzt erstmal durch. Und dann auch am Donnerstag Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. Vielleicht sogar am Montag dann auch Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. Weil ich möchte erstmal jetzt... Das sind ja die letzten beiden Spiele quasi, die ich noch nicht durch habe. Mit Sims und Baphomets Fluch ja jetzt schon. Diese beiden. Und es kann auch sein, dass ich ja irgendein Space-Spiel spielen wollte. Deswegen wird es vielleicht dann so eins am Montag auch mal gucken. Vielleicht werde ich auch... Maybe I'm gonna... play through this crisis until the point where and will leave the Cortex in there, and then maybe she will give it to me because I asked nicely. Yeah. No, next we will play through all this shit next time again. Okay, bye bye. Thank you for watching. Tschüssi. Adios.